Hey everybody, how's it going? Gucci Production here.
I'm Mel from MB Bradley Productions.
All right, good. So today we have a mini blog we're going to do for some replacement we're doing for the movie Amelie, and we want to show what we have done here. So objectives.
So our objective with this project has been to basically recreate all of the audio assets for Amelie as naturally as possible, so that they not only fit with the visuals but with the era and the fact that it's a French film, so that it captures that feeling really well.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So
Deadlines are ones that we basically set for ourselves during our pre-production planning. We analysed everything that was involved with Amelie, wrote down a list of all the assets, booked studio time accordingly, and based on that pre-production plan, the end of week 8 was our official release date,
so
when it's going to be released. So yeah, end of this week, and we'll be done with Amelie.
Yep. Release platforms: YouTube.
We'll put just an audio file on SoundCloud. Yeah. But the main release platform for us, it's not really a release platform, but is to send it through to UGC, which is the production company that released the film itself.
To get some feedback from them.
Try and see if they'll say some feedback.
Good feedback for us. Yeah. What about roles? Or roles in here? I think it's pretty much both doing the same, both producing, both recording, both mixing. I think it's pretty much it.
Yeah, I would concur.
Yeah, work ethic. I think yours is pretty good.
Thanks, bro.
Mine at the beginning was a little bit out of time because of life complications. But I think right now I'm on time with everything. Just trying to help as much as I can. Try to come to every session. I'm coming to every session. I try to do my best. And for you, I think
I would concur. You started out a bit slow, but yeah. After that, it's fine. I got no issues whatsoever. Whatsoever.
Communication.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think we communicate pretty well.
Sometimes I forget the English, but yeah, I think it's pretty much good. We just, I think it's pretty much good.
I agree. We talk pretty much every day. We don't use any specific form of communication, because we see each other all the time.
Yeah.
And we do just text via WhatsApp because it's just easier for us. We don't need a big communication platform or anything like that. So yeah, communication's good.
Yep. Now we're going to go to a Pro Tools overview of the session.
Yeah, we're going to take a look at our session, just run you through everything that we've done, how we've done it, and any other information that we feel you need to know.
Yep. So we're going to make that through logo and the first scene first.
Yeah, what we've done, just so we get some relatively decent audio quality for the vlog, is we've printed out what we've got so far, and split it up into sections. So we'll take you through the 6 sections, of the title sequence.
That's pretty much it. First of all, our logo title.
So basically, we actually got shown a trick by one of the lecturers, where you can
transform the audio into a MIDI track?
Yeah, so basically you open Melodyne, you play the track through to Melodyne so it can pick up all the notes, and then you convert to MIDI, re-import, and then it's basically just picking instruments that you want to play. And you can obviously manipulate the MIDI, because obviously it's not going to pick everything up perfectly, but alas, we have
the
our
notes
intro.
and everything. Yep.
Yeah, we just used Kontakt and picked piano sounds because it sounded most natural. Plus, we're using piano later on So we wanted to try and
The easy way
keep
to
an
get
even
the
flow.
notes. Yep. Nice. For the second, for our instrumentation on the actual movie, we also use a lot of contact as a violin, viola. We use a cello, pianos.
We've got some flutes in there as well. It's
Yeah,
actually just
but,
it's just named wrong, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right.
The first struggle we had with the musical composition was that it sounded really MIDI. That was the biggest amount of feedback we got on the instrumentation.
So we just make like one instrument, like one cello, one violin, and we just put it together, and it sounds really false, if you could say. Sounds like really MIDI and stuff. And then we got some feedback from our lecturers that he told us like a good way that we can make it, so we can recreate a whole band. Is the name?
Orchestra.
A whole orchestra.
Yeah.
By knowing where each instrument is going to be, and just like try to recreate the whole stuff and put it together. Sounds like really natural and really good.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add on that?
Just not using the reverb built in on the Kontakt plugins, but turning that off and obviously creating our own reverb. A, because it's reverb for every instrument together, and B, we have way more control over what type of reverb and how roomy or not roomy we wanted it to sound.
Yep.
That's it for the first segment. Cool. All right, so segment 2.
Yeah, all right.
Le 3 septembre 1973, à 18h28 et 32 secondes, une mouche bleue de la famille des Calliphoridae, capable de produire 14 670 battements d'aile à la minute, se posait rue Saint-Vincent à Montmartre. À la même seconde, à la terrasse d'un restaurant à 2 pas du moulin de la Galette, le vent s'engouffrait comme par magie sous une nappe faisant danser les verres sans que personne s'en aperçoive.
All right. For the first scene, we can see that we have maybe 4 or 5 sounds. One of them is the car that still not there. So for the first part, I just record a Baird with 2 C414s to get the stereo just in front of me, just like doing like some. And I just pitch shifter and EQ it. I just EQ it just like that way, kind of filter to just get the frequency that I want, and I just pitch shifter like really, really hard to get like high sound. So that's what I got here. For a fly, it was again my vocal, just trying to using the denoiser to take out like the room noise because I have to gain a lot. To get that sound like really well, so it was like noise there, and again it was just like pitch shifter again to create like a high feeling, is it like high note,
Change the tone.
and yeah, high tone. Then my EQ, please, and then again just like boost the high frequencies and take it out the lows completely, so my vocal like the low frequencies in my vocal is not going to be on there, so it sounds more like tiny, like a fly. So the second fly, oh yeah, I thought you would play it. No, I was like, okay, do it. For the second fly was the same stuff, just like the same kind of vocal, but instead of just like going into like the screen, if I could say, on the movie, I just make like a normal one, like stay on the same line until the end. Same stuff, denoiser, the pitch shifter and the EQ, same stuff. And I just stretch it a bit so it will be more tiny and get longer. Yeah. For the water, it was just like I just get like a wine bottle that was cut, and I just put water on them, and I just put the water into a bottle cup. So by doing this, can capture the sound. It sounds like a river going on the scene. So again, denoiser, because I have to gain a lot to get the sound to avoid that sound. All right. We need second part too. I create a win again on my vocal because I thought it was the best way to create apart from capture the wind from outside. So it was again like just my vocal, just like then it just work. Or mixing with everything else, just work. I just record some leaves that it was like kind of old tape. I used a kind of old tape, just move it around, and that was the sound of the leaves. And then a tablecloth, it was just like a big, how do you call it? The last
Like
time.
a rug or a mat. Yeah.
Like a heavy mat, and I just move it around, and it was like ploop, 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 and that was a good sound for it.
All right.
That's it for that part.
Au même instant, au 5e étage du 28 de l'avenue Truden, dans le 9e arrondissement, Eugène Colère, de retour de l'enterrement de son meilleur ami Émile Maginot, en effaçait le nom de son carnet d'adresses. Toujours à la même seconde, un spermatozoïde pourvu d'un chromosome X appartenant à M. Raphaël Poulain se détachait du peloton pour atteindre un ovule appartenant à Mme Poulain, née Amandine Fouet. 9 mois plus tard naissait Amélie Poulain.
Again, most of the sound coming from mouth. The first like a normal breath that I created seeing the movie to try to make it synchronize with the movie was just like simple setup, just like 2C414 in front of me, just like and that's it. For the book, I just take a book that had like resorts. Is it resort?
The spiral.
Yeah, it's like a metal spiral. So when you open it, sounds like it's like I forget the fucking name again. What is the name of the book? Like the material.
Leather.
Leather. Yeah, my bad. So all right, I get a book that it has metal spiral. So at the time you open it, it sounds like it's leather. So it's like get that sound. Okay. I just throw a book into a table, so that make the sound of he's putting actually the book on the table. And for the eraser, it was just took an eraser and just like trying to synchronize the eraser with the actual movie, and I just captured that sound. So that's pretty much it.
Cool.
Cool.
So the last few sounds you would have heard in that scene were the sperm.
Mm-hmm.
The sperm we captured by having 2 C414 room mics. We got 6 guys to stand in a room and go me 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 me, which obviously didn't sound like sperm at all. So we stretched it so that it took up a longer period, and then we pitch shifted it up as much as we could. And alas, we have our sperm. For the vagina and the baby crying, again, they were also made by one of the guys that did the sperm sound.
Mm-hmm.
The vagina sound is, him basically pulling on his cheek. And the baby is just one of the guys emulating a baby crying.
Yeah, screaming.
And then again, we time stretched it and pitch shifted it up to make it more realistic. Cool, so that's scene 2, and now we'll head into scene 3. 4. Scene 4.
Scene 4.
Alright, so scene 4, or no, segment 4, is, the pianos, the fingers, the glass rub, and the dominoes. Now, the pianos we originally planned to record later on, but we ended up being at one of the UQ concert hall rehearsal rooms, so we took the opportunity to record the piano while we were there. That worked out really well, just standard C414 miking. We did also have a Neumann 184 and a third C414 purely because we were also recording a cello at the time. And so we worked with what we had, but I think the recording sounds pretty
Good.
natural. It really seems to fit.
We just need to fix a little bit, but
Yeah.
the record was pretty good.
A little bit more mixing to do with them, just to
Yeah.
make them fit a bit better. But yeah, in regards to natural recording, they sounded good.
Yep.
Finger shaking. For the finger shaking, the same noise that we used for the vagina, which was, the guy shaking his cheek, is what we used for the finger shaking. But basically what we did is we just EQ'd the shit out of it. Like, yeah.
Seriously.
We wanted to take that whole, I guess, wet feeling out of the sound. And as you can see from all of the EQs I am opening right now,
Really high
that
frequency.
I don't even have space for, is, we spent the first 3 EQs taking out all that wet sound. And then the last EQ was to boost that real static finger movement sound. Like, obviously that's not what a finger sounds like. But trying to replicate what it sounds like in the original, this is what we came up
Fingers
with.
doesn't have any sound. You see? No sound. So it's just a lie.
It's a lie. The next one, the glass face rub. Again, we did it in a really natural way. On the glass panel of the studio, smack the hands against, and then for the rubbing, one of the guys licked his fingers and rubbed it on the glass. We're pretty fortunate for most of the ones we've spoken about so far, and we captured the sound naturally just through the recording, so it didn't take too much there's not too much editing to actually do on them.
No.
The dominoes, the last one from that segment.
I bring my dominoes in, and we already have the video explain how we did that one. So if you want to check it out, go do it now.
We'll post a link to the bottom of this so you can have a
Yep.
bit more insight into the dominoes session itself. But we used 2 C414s. We had them on either side of the dominoes, and we tried them in multiple different ways. So from side to side, back to forth, having them in the exact pattern that you see in the film. But yeah, the best one was the one going from left to right and then back from right to left. And then once we'd recorded them, we basically broke them down into multiple pieces and faded them in and out where necessary. And thus, dominoes were created.
A bit of reverb too.
Yeah, and reverb as well.
Yeah.
All right, the next part. Alright, so again, the piano's in the background, and then we've got the wine glass, the milkshake, the leaf, and I guess the beginning of the glue.
Yeah, the glue is not there.
We'll show a bit more of that in the next segment.
Yeah.
Again, super basic. For the wine glass, we used a wine glass, wet finger, ran it around the outside. We had a bit of difficulty with the wine glass when we first captured it. The feedback that we got that was that it didn't really it didn't follow the finger in the visual, and that the tone of it was very, I guess, wishy-washy in comparison. So for this one, we split it up into pieces, and then we reversed one of them where the tension was around the edge. We had that kind of at the beginning. So we flipped everything around, and then we've pitch shift each separate element so that as her finger moves around, the pitch of the tone
goes high,
changes. For the milkshake, we used a straw and a coffee mug with some water. For the leaf blowing, we blew on the pages of a book. And then for the beginning parts of the glue, we had a plastic glove that we just rustled between the mics, and that became the peeling action, which you can't hear too much in what you've just heard. It's really subtle and sits at the background. All right, segment 4,
The
segment
last
6,
one.
segment 6.
7-6.
Cool.
All right.
Last segment. Okay, so yeah, for the rest, the actual pop of the glue, again, we were using the plastic glove, and basically just you stretched it out and
Break it.
let it pop.
Yeah, let it.
And then yeah, we just smashed it with reverb to make it sound more airy and
Yeah.
glue like.
The breathe.
The breath.
The breath.
Woo! Yeah, so the breath for this one actually isn't in the original, but we kind of felt it needed that something extra because you could see that she's blowing. So we took Carlo's breath from the old guy up above and pitch shifted it, and we made it a little bit smaller as well, just so it sounded more like a female breathing.
So which type of EQ do you use there?
And the EQ,
The EQ to get the high frequencies and the low side of my vocal, so it could sound like it's a little girl blowing instead of this guy blowing.
yeah. Book pages was really basic. We just got a book, and the book pages was for the actual streamer itself. So we grabbed the book and just flicked the pages in front of the mics. That one worked well. We have done some EQing purely just to take out the low end. There wasn't too much low end in the original recording, but it needed to kind of sound thin. So
right.
by cutting everything below almost 1K, it really thinned out the recording
So
itself.
you use your EQ more as a filter.
The coin, again, we grabbed a coin, we spun it, we recorded it. Again, 414s on either side. In this case, it was just a matter of picking the parts of the recording that fit with the visual, and then just fading them in with each other. And our strawberry fingers. I will let you be the...
Yeah, for this one, we took again the vagina sounds just like this one. Just that one. So as the vagina got like many... It's a really long sound. It's just like a... So we break that one in pieces, and then we just put them randomly.
Yeah.
And we just take, like, let's take the third one, we reverse it, then we take the fifth one, we reverse it, and we just play around, like really, really play around with that one. And the EQ we got is just that beauty thing you see there.
Yeah, we've pretty much cut
Everything.
Yeah.
Like really have a subtle sound of like kind of chewy stuff. So I think we maybe change it, but that's how it sounds right now.
Yeah.
So that's
Cool.
pretty much the overview of the session. We go to reflection.
Yep.
Kind of reflection we're done. I'll start, or you want to start?
You can start.
Yeah, I think that the project is pretty good. Even it's the first time we do Foley in our life. So pretty much done. I really like it. People that we show like it.
Yeah.
So I think that we work fast and really good in that way. What else do you think?
Reflection. We definitely started a bit slow, but we got better as we went along and sat down and kind of were like, right, cool, this is what we need to get done. This is how we're going to get it done. That worked well. We did a couple of sessions on our own, which was good because when we came together, we just joined it all together and continued on as normal.
Everything works really.
Yeah, everything
Really
has
well.
worked. Everything's worked well. I think we work well together. We've worked together before though, so
Yeah, it's the thing that we have to work separate just 2 times because the time didn't suit for me or the time didn't suit for Mel. That we are trying to avoid that. because it's really better to work together. So by that time it was really cool because I just see what she done and I was like, it's pretty good. And then she saw what I done and she said it was pretty good. So we really know what to do.
Yep.
So it's really cool work like this way because there is no problems. There is no like, man, you should done this. I don't like this. Redo it and stuff. We just go in and say we both like it.
Yeah, we're
So
definitely
that's- yeah.
on the same page with all of that sort of stuff.
That's mainly we have good connection and everything. You want to add anything else?
No, I think that's it.
Okay, I might say some feedback that we get just today. One of them told us like the dominoes were a bit tiny.
Tinny.
And teeny weeny. Okay.
So we might have to play around with the reverb a little bit on that one and
Yeah.
just the EQ. We haven't got any EQ on the dominoes
dominoes,
at the
yeah.
moment, so
Another saying that the strawberry are kind of crunchy the way she eat it.
yeah.
So it might, yeah.
Try and create some wetness
Yeah.
to our
All right.
add some juice.
Yeah. Some juice.
Yeah.
Right. And another one say that right now at this point is 8 out of 10. It was a nice work. We get a good capture of the feeling and emotions of the movie, like instrumentation and everything. And she said we make a really good Foley.
Yeah, she also mentioned that from watching the original to watching ours, that she still got the same feeling about the film, which for us is a really good thing, considering we're trying to replicate the whole natural
Yeah.
component.
Yeah. All right. And another feedback say just love it.
Yeah, cool.
So I think that's pretty much it for today.
Blog 1 on Amelie.
Yep.
Complete. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
Let's keep in touch for the next one.
Bye.
Give us some likes, some views and stuff. Share it to your friends.